Welcome to this new Addon Spotlight. In this Addon Spotlight we're gonna look at the Messerschmitt BF109 E4. It's, I would say, an old German aircraft, right? So the first flight of the Messerschmitt took place in September 1935. It was meant for the Germans, right? It was built for the Germans. It was imposed in the aftermath of the First World War, and the creation of machines like the BF109 was part of this rearmament. The funny thing is that starting with a British engine, it started with a British engine, right? So because they had, let's say, the British and the people in Britain and the people in Germany had a good relationship, and that's why they initially used a British engine, the Rolls-Royce Castrol. And don't think that I come up all with itself, because this is all the information I could find on Flight Simulator 2 about it. So the developer of this aircraft did a lot of work, right? So he's also responsible for the development of the Hurricane. So let's look a little bit closer to this one, right? So first of all, you can see that the usage is being shown really well. Also, all the, I would say, knobs or screws are, say, nicely drawn here. If we come closer, then we will see a lot of, I'd say, old signs. Those could be a little bit sharper, but it's good. It's free, so keep in mind this aircraft is free, right? So you can download it from SimBrief. SimBrief, Flight Simulator 2. So let's see if everything moves. Yeah, everything moves, right? We can also move the ailerons, also the angle. So let's see if we can push down the flaps. That piece doesn't work yet, but it's work in progress, so maybe they will fix it in a later release. Coming to the front of the aircraft, right? I'll need to be a little bit higher. You can see the big rotor there, also nicely signed, and here are the guns, right, which they use, because these, yeah, as you already would have seen, or if you might not have seen it, but then I will tell it to you now. This is, I would say, military aircraft, right? So let's go inside the cockpit. Inside the cockpit we see a lot of gauges, including the time, the compass, the speed, the altitude, I would say the turn rate, the RPMs of the engine. Then we can see another compass again here, the volts, right, for the electricity. You can see some nice German text here, not everywhere, because some of the languages are in, or not, some of the text are in English. Here's some work to do, right? So you can see that these are probably will be buttons which will start to work in future, as well as this one. Not sure what it is, to be honest. Fuel pressure, oil pressure, manifold pressure, and the climb rate. And then here also we see a Hawk Neither and another button here. And this is the starter switch, right? So that's currently, I think that's the only button which is working. So let's press it. Might not work because we probably need to do something else. And again, right, I didn't read the manual. This is the throttle. What do we have else which we can discuss? Nothing yet. Again, it still is in development, so I do expect it to be, let's say, updated soon with some newer stuff. So here we can see all the lights, buttons, which we can use to switch on the lights. Also some other stuff here. Maybe this is a landing gear. Here are all the light options. Navigation light, strobes, taxi lights, landing lights, and the panel lights. I was more searching for a button to switch on a battery or something. Magnetos. Probably that was the fact that we need to turn on the magnetos. You can directly see that the RPM increases, right? Also can see that the other meters have increased a bit, so that's good. So now let's have a look. Right, if we push it forward, what happens? You can hear it also, right? So it's a really nice sound. Lights are not there yet, so you can switch them on, but they're actually not, I would say, working as we speak. So let's take it out for a flight, right? So let's go inside the cockpit, remove the parking brakes, and then try to taxi. You can see the taxiing is quite challenging in these old aircrafts, so you might prefer to use a different view, for example this one, or maybe this one, which has currently only one view, right? So you can press A, but it doesn't change. So this is the view you have. So some new camera positions will probably be added in the future. You can see that the flaps are now fully set, so flaps are working. Initially we thought that they didn't work, but it looks like that they're working. So we're at Bravo 14. 14, runway 14. And now I will go inside the aircraft, of course. So let's go inside. And let's put full throttle. Oh, you can see that the taxiing is challenging. Maybe it's me, but it's challenging. So let's go airborne as soon as possible. Probably because I pushed directly full throttle, right? Might not be the best idea to do. So the Hawk Anita, right? That's to indicate the gears. Wasn't expecting that, but that's what it is. So we're flying now. So there's some work to do, but I'm 100% sure that the developer is aware of that. I would say it's a good starting point to have the aircraft like this. Also the speedometer goes, I would say, almost clockwise, so it continues to the clock, right? You can now see it's decreasing, so there's no, I would say, indication of if you're going in overspeed mode, yes or no, but that will be added later on, hopefully. So you need to keep an eye on it yourself. How does it react? Well, it reacts very fast, as you can see. It's a little bit... So let's first climb to a higher rate, because there are a lot of clouds here. Keep an eye on the speed. So, and here we're above the clouds, so that's much better, right? So you can see that we can move, I would say, pretty smoothly, right? So that's good. You can see that also the compass and all the other meters are working nicely. So if we would go to the outside, right, you can move the flaps up. You can see that it really, I would say, is behaving like, I would say, like an old air fighter, right? They need to be flexible. And here we look from the air. Here from the start, right? So here we're looking from the outside, so you can see that it's all gears are up, right? So they're nicely, I would say, hidden under the wings, I expect. Yeah, here you can see them also on the bottom, right? The aircraft has been well designed. We are carrying a bomb, not even saw that before. Some air gaps to, I would say, get fresh air for the to cool down the aircraft. And this is how it flies. I'd say it flies pretty easy, right? Taxiing was, I would say, a bit hard, so you need to be aware of that. That if you want to taxi, you need to be careful so that you don't crash. But once you're airborne, you can see that things are going okay. This one is still a little bit weird, right? Because it continues to increase, so that's some work to be done. It looks like that it goes faster than, in this case, 200, probably it's miles per hour. so you can, or knots, sorry. You can see that if we're decreasing, right, we go downstairs, but it doesn't have the, I would say, protection built in so you can still go, let's say, haywire with this one. You can still go massive overspeed without causing any issues. Other than that, I really like it. If you're a fan of, old aircrafts, especially military aircrafts, then this is probably one which you want to try. And you can find the download link in the description of this video, so you can download it from SimBrief, or again SimBrief, FlightSim.2, and then you can give it a try yourself. Good tip for you, right? Have a look at one of my other videos in where I describe how you can subscribe for new updates for aircrafts, especially since this one is in development. It's really worth subscribing to it, so that you're aware if there's a new version, you can, I would say, download it directly and give it a try. Here ends this add-on spotlight. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you got questions or comments, then feel free to post them in the comment box below. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then make sure that you're subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.